Hi, everyone. How are you? I hope you're all well. I got my email today, and somebody had a tip and a special request. They told me that there's this channel called Snake, and they have a rather interesting interview between Michelle and Ski. And I listened to it and I thought you all should hear it too because I think that it best describes Michelle as the mother of the year. I mean, she is all things. Basically, she's in the movie industry and a personal trainer to the stars and a stunt double and gets on roofs and trains newbies. She's like OSHA satisfied. I mean, not OSHA satisfied, OSHA qualified. Yeah, that's the way the story went, right? Is that she now can teach newbies on a roof because she healed so well from all of her pretend strokes and everything. And of course, according to her, court went, where the judge was concerned about ETN's actions and ETN referring to her as a oh, what do they call them? Hooker? Eh. And she wants it to be escort, hooker, escort, hooker, escort, hooker. So supposedly in court, the judge said that ETN was not supposed to call her a hooker or a prostitute, that he's supposed to refer to her only as an escort. And it's just ridiculous. I don't think that happened in court. I have not heard the whole details. The thing is, I'm going to tell you guys this. I very rarely listen to other creators. I listen to clip channels. And the reason why I don't listen to other creators is because I want to always ensure that what I say is genuine from my heart, from the way that I see things, and that I didn't hear it from somebody else. That way, if I do say something similar to somebody else, it's totally organic and it's like, okay, I guess we see things in the same way. So, I don't know if the true details of court have came out. I just heard the other day some of the ramblings of what she was saying in court. And then the ETN reached down and gave her a kiss on the cheek and hugged her. And then as the story went on, it was more like she hugged him and was like, you want to go have some tacos? Want some tacos with me? And he's like, I got to get on the road. And she's like, no, let's go have some tacos. Because she wants to play nice right now because she's in that house. And she wants to stay in that house. That's all she ever wanted. She didn't love the man. She loved the house. She got a house. Her cockroach ass finally had a house. Okay? Because she screwed up every other opportunity. She could have had a decent house. Let's remember, Michelle doesn't love anybody other than herself. And the only thing that comes close to her showing love is for money. She doesn't do anything good with the money. Her clothes are shit. She has horrible taste. Anyway, I will stop and get back to where I was going here. Then in this performance of when Michelle was Mother of the Year. So without further ado, here we go. Okay, I'm going to go over here. So this channel is called Snake. I am not familiar with snake. I don't know if it's a boa constrictor or a garden snake. I don't know what kind of a snake it is. But Snake titled this The Art of War. Haters seethe furiously, commiserating massively for, okay? So we've got Ski Mask Andy here, okay? And you all may have heard my opinion on Ski Mask Andy is that from my observation, and I am not a trained professional. I have 2 bachelor's degrees, one in psychology, one in criminal justice, and I had to drop out of law school because I ended up having sepsis. And long story on that, y'all know, or if you haven't heard it, well, I'll have to tell you guys the whole story one of these days. So anyway, I have a clue or two. And I've met quite a few people, and I've been through prisons and whatnot through my law and justice program. And what I see in Ski Mask Andy. It's something much different than what I see in her. Well, actually, she looks better than she ever has right here in this profile picture. That's a good picture of you, Michelle. Anyway, Ski, I get railed for this, but I think that he was once a really good looking guy. I think that, now that, life has been hard and everything on him, and he has lived a life where he's made some really bad choices. He does not have the looks, and he doesn't have the height of a model, but I think that, I think that he has chiseled features. I think that he's a good looking guy, and probably was really able to depend on his looks at one time to get away with some of the shenanigans that he did. But my opinion about Ski is that I think that if he were to get on the right medication to manage his moods, something as very much a mood stabilizer, and into some therapy where he really worked on some of his aggression tendencies, I think that he could be okay. And I think that he could be never raising the child that I know that he has, from these things, never raising the child on his own. But I think that he could be a functional father with visitation with the mom and maybe with his parents or something like that, so that their child can know him in a supervised manner. From what I understand, she kind of gets him going, and then he erupts. It is my opinion, like I say, I'm not a diagnostician or anything like that, but it is my opinion that he has intermittent explosive disorder. When you see him pop off, he really pops off, and it's scary. He has a very bad temper, but then it's over. This is a prime example of this. Now, to be truthful, I don't know when this was filmed. I don't know. I don't know if this was yesterday or a year ago, quite frankly. Well, she only came on to terrorizing our lives a year ago, but so let's say 6 months ago. I don't know if it was 6 months ago or last week. I didn't see the date in here where this original recording came from. That being said, I have seen Ski speak to Michelle lately and have her on his panel. Now, she has to pay the entrance fee, but he does not hold the grudge. Now, if he was at, everything everybody says he would still be very angry towards her. And I think she's disgusting. The things that she said about him were disgusting. When he rejected her romantic woes, she wants him. She wants him badly. She wants some Ski. She wants to be skied. Her hills and valleys and peaks and tuna cans and tube socks. She wants to be skied. Anyway, she wants to be jumped by Ski. Anyway, he decided his living situation is superior than going into her bat infested snatch. So she kept calling his probation officer, to the point where she bragged that, when she wants something, she gets something done. So she calls nonstop until it gets done. So she called nonstop until it got done. And he got picked up. And she was bragging about using the money that people have given her, for a class. They want to defend that they're giving her money for a class and for food. If you're this stupid to give this money right now, you know what? Like Burnt Toast says, give her money. Give her all of your money. Give her all of the money that you have. And then you'll be broke. And she won't care. And she'll have all of the money. And then there'll be less person giving her the money. So yeah, just, what? You're stupid enough to be giving her money right now, where everybody has warned you that it's not going for the intended purpose. It's going for her addiction, because she's got it proven 25 years of active addiction. She has nothing to show for all of the money that she has scored. Okay. And she is making more money than any of us creators on YouTube. My monthly, I think I saw that for the month, I'm at $68 for my work on my channel, and my 38,000 views to my channel and what I've done. I'm at $68. That's the truth of it. So anything that I get in Cash App or super chat, that's amazing. And that really, really helps. I'm so grateful to people who do that for me. I don't know why anybody is so kind to do that for me, but I'm struggling just like every American. And so I'm grateful that I get that, because you don't do this to get money. You do this because you want to have a platform where, you can speak on a topic, and you can show your viewpoint, and maybe you can meet people of like-mindedness, and you come together on something, and you can make the world a little better. And so she took that money that she begged and begged and begged people, and she said that she was going to get a certain type of, a certain nationality of person to basically mess with Ski. And if he survived it, he survived it. If he didn't, he didn't. Maybe to have Ski take a fall. Well, she was going to see when he got put behind bars to make sure that happened. That she was going down trying to find names that she knew would be of a non-Caucasian origin. She's a racist. She's damn racist. She's damn racist, straight up. And if you heard what I heard, I don't know if you guys have, but it was disgusting. And it was disgusting the way that she was talking about what she wanted to have happen to Ski. So Ski got out because nobody had reported the threats. He had made some serious threats towards people. And if those threats would have been called into his probation officer would have had no choice but to have held him because of the violation. But none of the threats that he was making were ever reported. So I found that interesting. Just saying, maybe a little shade there. If he was making that kind of threat against me, I would have definitely reported them. But so anybody who was saying that, oh my God, he's doing this, he's doing that, well, should have reported it, because there was a time. But anyway, what she was saying about him was horrible. And he has the capacity to forgive or forget, or he's playing her and he knows that he gets all the views if she goes on his platform. Otherwise, he doesn't have much to say. It's not that entertaining to watch him. He's kind of like a frog waiting for a fly to go in front of him. He's just there, wait for that fly, So anywho, I didn't know anything about him. I just heard, oh my God, she's going for this guy because how she met him. And I went to go and try and find who this man was to warn him. And then I stumbled upon him and I'm like, wait a minute, that's kind of a good looking guy. What's, why is he single? What's going on? Then yeah, there is this history, because he does have this history of being abusive. Now I did get clarification that, for the assault on his mom, and that's out there. That's totally out there. That's something that is common knowledge, but it comes out there as people say that he beat up his mom. I have now heard that him and his brother were in a physical fight, and his mother went to break it up, and they didn't know the mother was there, and so the mother got caught behind the door, and that's how her shoulder got broken and separated. And that's why you don't fight. That's why you don't have a physical fight, because people get hurt. All it takes is something like that. So it's very reassuring to me that I'm on the right path, that I think that he could be a person who, if he's on the proper mood regulator, by medication, I truly believe he needs proper medication, and I think that he could level out, and a lot of people, they need to age out of their mental illness. They need to mellow out when they're in their 20s and the mental illness is at its height, and everything else is going on. Sometimes it's very difficult to manage it, and sometimes it does just take aging out. So I think we might be seeing some of the aging out in it too. But when he gets mad, it's scary. He is a scary, scary ski man. So with that being said, he has a way of getting the stories out of Michelle, because she's still trying to woo him with her vagine, and he does not want that vagine. He knows that bats are flying out of it, rats are flying out of it, and cobwebs. No, he's no matter what situation he is, whether he is in fact just living in his mother's bathroom or not, it is better than living in a whole house with Michelle, because somebody living on 30 acres alone with Michelle would still prefer somebody's bathroom. Anyway, he got this conversation out of it, and what I heard, like I say, I mean, it just touches me. It's just the story of Mother of the Year Michelle. So here we go. Without further ado, here we are. And Snake, thank you for putting this up. I got this tip. I don't know you. I thank you for putting this up. You got people talking. They came my way and said, you've got to go and listen to what Snake says. You've got to go watch this. You've got to go watch this, and then tell the rest of the story to Snake. So Snake, I see that you have an email. After I'm done with this, I will put this in your email and see that you see that, you know what, I've taken your exclusive and I've expanded it, and I hope that you like my commentary, and then we could maybe be friends. I am open to being friends with an amphibian if you are willing to be friends with, you know, kind of a witchy poo over here that I am. And otherwise, under fair use, I would like to use this for commentary and critique, because it's Michelle and all that. So here we go. All right, go. Okay, let's listen. Let's listen in. All right, here we go.
Chat before you came here.
This is not a correct story.
One thing again, I'm second banana, Michelle. You were just shopping these stories that devious and gospel chat, and they wanted nothing to do with them. I'm like third banana.
We became best friends after
Bombshell
the
didn't hear the story. What makes you think I want to hear the story? Bombshell
This is
didn't
a
hear.
big time drug dealing story.
Devious. Oh, I definitely don't give no two shits about this. Old drug deals. Oh, who cares?
Crazy. It's fucking crazy.
Michelle, what's crazy is you tried to give this story to Bombshell and Devious,
I
and they
never
both.
told anybody about Chuck.
You were just going to tell them in the
I
video.
never told anybody about Chuck, and he doesn't deal drugs anymore.
I'm the one who found out about Chuck. I'm bringing Chuck to the forefront. I want the investigation on Chuck's character.
All right. So basically, Michelle had been apparently shopping around who she wanted to tell the story time to about her friend Chuck. Her friend Chuck. She wants to talk about Chuck, the drug dealer. Chuck. Now, I think that Chuck is the one that she went to go and see when she was when she brought out her alter ego, Taylor Loving, and when she went to a class. She's going to a class again on how to impress the sugar daddy to get a paycheck. That's the class, right? Oh no, it's supposed to be for the insurance adjuster, because you know what, her whole career of insurance adjusters lasts like 2 weeks, right? Not enough to interfere with her SSDI that she's gotten straight for the last 25 years, that has never been affected by her having a job, because she has never actually had a job. But we're supposed to believe that the haters called and made her lose her job because of her being bullied on the internet, right? Right. Like, why does she say that like that? Is that some kind of a tick? Right. Is it that her lies are so strong and disgusting that her own body doesn't even believe them, and so she's trying to convince her own brain what her mouth is saying, and that's why it's like right.
I'm trying to tell you.
No, you're trying to desperately think of something to make up.
No, I'm not. I'm telling you a true story. It was fucking crazy.
So far, okay, we get it. What was fucking crazy?
So I was dancing at this club, right? And him and 4 friends came in after.
Wait, okay. If you didn't catch that, because she mumbled it, she's out dancing with 4 friends, okay? She's out dancing with 4 friends. Is that what she said? She's out dancing with 4 friends? Or she's dancing for friends? Let's see, mumble ass. Let's see what she said.
And him and 4 friends came in after a Dallas Stars hockey game, right?
Okay. So she was a dancer at this point. Okay, Mother of the Year is a dancer at this point. Oh, yes, just a dancer, the private dancer. She's the private dancer. She'll do all the dances for you. I mean, with her coordination and dancing skills that we've seen, what a privilege it would be for somebody to give her $20 to walk on by and not freaking dance for them.
Right?
Right.
And obviously you want dances from people, right?
Right.
And so I was
Right.
kind of cocky, and I walked up to their table, and I was just bullshitting with them, and they were all cool. Like,
You said you would
Okay, so she's
fuck all
telling,
4 of them for $1,000.
yeah, she's telling a story of when she was a dancer, because, where I'm from, they have that franchise and it's like 150 beautiful girls and one ugly one. So, you know what? It was her turn to be the ugly one. They all need 150 beauties. You got to have one ugly one. So, that's where she was employable at that club. So she was like dancing at the club and like these guys like walked in. Right.
Are you going to let me tell the story?
I just took the punchline and win right out of your sales, didn't I?
No.
Wow.
The story
Michelle.
is fucking crazy.
Don't say that no more.
You're crazy.
All right, go ahead.
They wanted to buy me shots, and they got me really, really fucking drunk.
Uh-huh, wow.
I moved to Dallas, right? But Joseph, my son, was staying with my grandparents for like a month.
Good for him.
I moved from Lafayette to Dallas, and I was like making money as a person.
Okay. So if you missed that, this is where she's Mother of the Year. She moved from Lafayette, like not Lafayette, Easton, Lafayette. She moved from like Lafayette to Dallas. So she moved from Lafayette, right, to Dallas, right, and she had her 5-year-old son. She dropped him off at Grandma and Grumpy's, and a month had passed. So she's like, can you like watch him for like 4 hours or something? Right. And then whenever Michelle would come back, and get her kid or whatever. And you see, this is because she's introduced this topic. I can speak on it. I've heard several stories about how influential Grampy was in her life. Grandpa was the one who could never say no to Shelly, his little Miss Shelly. And so whatever she wanted, she got. And no matter how much trouble she was in or how many times her mother and father had said, no, don't go to Grandpa, mother especially, I think it was mother's father then, or you know what, if she didn't get what she wanted, she'd go to Grandpa, and Grandpa would give her money no matter what. So she learned that if she gets the money, she wins. That if mommy says no, Grandpa's going to say yes. And it doesn't matter if she really needed that money for anything or not, just like we see now. She wins if she gets the money. And then it's this little instant gratification for her that she got what she wanted, and what she got is money. And that's it. She's never done a wise thing with the money at all. So we know that her parental rights were severed, okay? We know that she was implicated in the passing of her child that passed away from SIDS. We've already discussed that, right? I'm not going to say anything about that right now. So she has the 3 living children, okay? So this is when she's talking about when she just has the oldest one then. And so she drops him off at Grandma and Grandpa's, and about a month has passed by because she moved from Lafayette to Dallas, and she's like making all this money as a stripper, the one ugly one.
Trainer. And then I was training strippers.
What were you training personally?
Let's get this back
Joseph,
here.
my son.
Okay, there's a lot packed in this. Listen to what is said because she blabs, for 35 minutes straight, and you don't get anything except for in this couple little minute here. Let's listen again. Let's listen to what she blabs.
All right, go ahead.
They wanted to buy me shots, and they got me really, really fucking drunk.
Uh-huh, wow.
I moved to Dallas, right? But Joseph, my son, was staying with my grandparents for like a month.
Good for him.
I moved from Lafayette to Dallas, and I was like making money as a personal trainer. And then I was training strippers.
What were you training personally? Oh, you were training strippers?
I was a personal trainer.
You were setting up strippers for strippers or giving
No, I
training?
was a personal trainer.
In what regard? What manner?
A physical personal trainer, and I was training strippers. And all these girls were telling me
You were training strippers. Training
I'm like, man,
strippers.
fuck, I'm in shape. I'm gonna go strip too. So I
You didn't have no titties, though? You didn't have no
started
titties?
making bank.
Okay, and tell me the rest. I know exactly what this.
Okay, so this is another thing. So she's if you guys had not heard this is one of her other careers that she pulled straight out of her ass. She was a personal trainer. So Obviously, she didn't take any classes for that or anything. There's nothing of any education in her history. She was indeed a licensed real estate agent at one time, which is how she knows exactly how to sabotage the house right now from selling. And she had her insurance adjuster's license and worked in the field for about 2 weeks before her license was revoked. Okay? So now, while she's in the industry and a stripper and a dancer and a meth enhancer, we've got this new career that comes out, a personal trainer. So she was a personal trainer to all the strippers, and she's like, fuck that, man. Like, my body is like sloppier than yours, and like my ass is like floppy, and like I have tuna cans in tube socks for tits. So like, why don't I go shake them around? And they're like, you know what? Yeah, there is an opening. That one ugly chick quit. And so, you know what? There's a new spot for the ugly one. So if you come in and you talk to Dave, we'll tell Dave that you can get the one because you're ugly as sin. And so what do you know? The personal trainer to the strippers, because this makes sense, right? This makes absolute sense that she was making all this money, making bank because, so she left her kid behind at the grandparents' house and started becoming a personal trainer in Dallas of all places. Yeah, so stupid because I'm going to tell you. I'm going to sound like a big old raging lesbian right now. I want to tell you, Dallas, Texas has the most beautiful women in the world. I mean, Anna Nicole, she was, well, she's a Texan, but that kind of beauty. Anna Nicole Smith, absolutely freaking Vicky Marshall. Such a beautiful lady. That's the kind of caliber that you get of strippers there in Dallas. We know that our lovely Anna worked in a strip club there. That's what you see there. Not that I have been there, but I have actually had 2 friends who were dancers down in the Dallas and Houston area. And one of my best friends, let's see. So I think I was 20 when we met. So we've been friends for 30 years. And okay, and she's actually really pretty. And she was a struggling single mom with 2 kids. And she had a very abusive husband, and she left him. So she had the 2 girls, and she had her first baby when she was 15 years old. So she was like 28. She had a 13-year-old and a 11-year-old, right? So she had her second when she was like barely 16. So 15 and 16 when she had her babies. And I had my first when I was 16. Well, I was pregnant my whole junior year. So we bonded over that as we became friends. We were both young moms. And as a single mom, she was working 3 jobs. And she had like a job that she would work 2 hours here, a job that she'd work 3 hours there, a job that she'd work 4 hours there, because she still drove her children to school, her 2 daughters to school every day, picked them up every day, helped them with their homework, did everything. So she'd take like little naps to go to her 3 jobs so that she could be there for the girls. She's a hell of a mom. And then you know what? It's like she was just so darn pretty that, people were always telling her she should go and, be a dancer. Start as a waitress and then be a dancer, right? Right. And so she did. She started the waitress way, and God, within 6 months, I mean, she had her life turned around beautifully because she's very responsible. If you work in the club, you're going to be around a lot of drugs and a lot of money. So if you're a person who can be around that and not be tempted by the drugs and whatnot, she wasn't. She did great. So she, did great things with that money, bought herself a beautiful ass brand new Mercedes, about 6 months of work, and had it down where she was only working the 1 job, and kind of like you'll hear these hours here. So then she was gone from like 8 at night until 2 in the morning, and then she'd come home and sleep, and then take the girls to school, and then sleep a little bit more, and then get ready to go. She did great. She did absolutely great, and her daughters are successful and beautiful because they saw their mom work hard. But she's still in the industry. Because she got into management because she's really smart and whatnot. So I would always visit her. So I've hung out in quite a few strip club in my life. And then when we lived in Vegas for a little while, I'm a good wife. I'll let the hubs, if he wants to go and check out some things, fine. I don't care because I'm comfortable enough in my own skin that, you know what, I'm just going to end up talking to all the girls, and what husband doesn't like that? Because then all the girls are hanging out at that table and I'm like, wow. Ooh. But you know what? You want to know what happened at the one club in Vegas when we were there? You want to know what happened? This one man got pissed off because he thought that I was a dancer and I was ignoring him. So he went up and like told the frickin', doorman that, his dancer was slacking and sitting at the table talking to girls. And they were like, so he went and talked to the girl and he was like, no, that one, she won't come over to my table. And so it's like, I don't work here. It was funny. It was funny. That's back when I had my looks. My looks have faded. I'm honest about that. I understand that. I'm totally legit, totally telling you. Looks fade. They really do. So anywho, very comfortable in dance clubs because when I'd go and hang out with a friend, and even when I'd go back home and stuff, go and visit and hang out, and she transferred down into the Houston area and stuff, and it's like, okay, her pictures of her and the girls that she's running, she's running girls, because she's the like the den mom and stuff, and she all of the girls, like on their days off and stuff, they go over to each other's houses that have pools and whatnot. She'd end up buying herself a beautiful house, and she has a beautiful house now that's paid off in cash and everything. And she's a very wise businesswoman. So I know the kind of beauty that a woman has that is successful in the big city. And we're talking beautiful women that are statuesque, hold themselves well, know how to work their bodies, know how to hold themselves, and not get into any of the addictions. Now, for as much as Michelle hates on other women and says that other women are ugly, she just thrashes on other women like nothing I've ever seen. She is the term a misogynist. A misogynist is like a man who hates women, but she's like a man that hates women. So I don't know the right term for a female misogynist, but if there was a term for it, she is one. She just hates other women. And so, I'm saying, look, Michelle couldn't hold, as the ugly one, yes, she could. There you go. I was trying to make sense out of how she was saying that she was every bit as good looking as the strippers of Dallas. And then I remember, she's the ugly one. Okay, we can move on now. I've thought it through. There we go. She's the ugly one. It makes sense. Occam's razor. I forget about this. There we go.
Guy, I've known people like that guy.
I'm trying to tell you. So
Just
these
keep
four
going with
guys
the
came
game.
in after a Dallas Stars game.
They got you drunk as fuck, and they what? Took you back to the hotel, and then did you get date raped?
No.
What are you talking about? What's the point? Keep
I
going.
felt bad for me.
What? You
I
what?
was fucked up as fuck, and there was no way I could drive home right.
Oh, this is like a bad porno.
Oh, come on. So like these guys, like they got her like really, really drunk. See, like where I'm from in Washington State, you cannot serve alcohol in a strip joint. So they give you lots of salty popcorn so that you'll just have more pop. And like the pop's like $15. So that's where, my friend, like I say, I have no judgment. I'm not judging. I'm not saying anything about strippers and dancers. I'm just saying that Michelle has that skinny fat body where she probably was, naturally a skinny person, but she never did anything to really earn the muscle mass that she has. Now we know that she was a steroid abuser. And I don't know if this fits in that time frame when she was abusing the roids or not. Now, of course, she gets everybody into her little games that she does so she can blame everybody. So just like in this story, there's like 4 of us and like, oh my God, because she can never be the one who's independent and confident enough to get something done. She can't think the whole plan out. So she gets all these people all talked into doing what she's doing. Then if she gets in trouble, she tells on all of them and then she runs off. Like the little rat she is. So once again, we're going to get in here. And what she's saying is that this man came into the club and bought all these shots for these dancers, but they got her the most drunk. And so they felt so bad. They didn't want her to drive home drunk again like usual because Grampy could only pay for so many DUIs. But anyway, let's see here. What'd she say?
That felt bad for me.
What? You
Who felt bad for you? Who felt bad for you?
I'm trying to tell you. So
Just
these
keep
4
going
guys
with the
came
damn-
in after a Dallas Stars game.
They got you drunk as fuck, and they what? Took you back to the hotel, and then did you get dated?
No.
What are you talking about? What's the point? Keep
That
going.
felt bad for me.
What? What?
Did you hear? Okay, listen to what he's saying. He's like so bored with their stupid stories, and he's like, "This is like a bad porno, Michelle. What the hell is going on?" Okay, what? Oh, okay, get to the point. What did they take you back? Then okay, you got date raped. What happened? She's like, no, nobody ever fucks me. I mean, like that's why I'm like the definition of an escort because nobody would ever actually F me, but they'll give me money, so that's how I'm an escort, technically.
Fucked up as fuck, and there was no way I could drive home right.
Oh, this is like a bad porno. You
No.
date raped? What are you talking about? Keep
4
going
guys
with the
came
damn-
in after a Dallas Stars game.
They got you drunk as fuck, and they what? Took you back to the hotel, and then did you get dated?
No.
What are you talking about? What's the point? Keep
That
going.
felt bad for me.
What?
Fucked up as fuck, and there was no way I could drive home right.
Oh, this is like a bad porno.
At the time, I
A
was
bad
staying like in
porno
an extended
acting.
stay hotel.
Michelle's at an extended stay with 5 football players, and she's too drunk to drive home. Okay, setting established.
This is a crazy story.
It sounds pretty damn crazy to tell you the
No, it
truth.
gets crazier.
Oh my gosh.
It gets
Oh my
really
God.
crazy. This is a true story. I mean, if you want to know how I know Chuck and how we became friends over the past 20 years,
I don't
22
know.
years.
I think I know, and I think you named your hooker or your escort name after his dog, right?
Right. Now tell you about the dog.
No. No.
No, don't tell us about how you suck. No, don't.
Oh my God. Get back to that part of the story. I thought we passed this part. What happened? So you what's the point?
I'm gonna tell you how I met this guy, and it's crazy.
Oh God.
He was what? The housekeeper of the hotel?
No, I'm like, dude, I don't know you. He's like, look, just trust me. I'm not gonna do anything to you. Blah 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 blah.
Oh my gosh, it already sounds pervy. Who
So
says shit
I go
like
back
that?
to his house, and he's got.
Oh my gosh, Michelle, this story is just so blatantly filled with holes. You went back to his house? Oh yes, it is. Just like you're filled with holes. Your
Let
holes are
me
filled.
finish the story.
Your holes are filled up with lead right now, Michelle.
Then I won't tell you the story because it's really fucking cool.
How the hell would you make Michelle watertight with a mouth like that? Oh God.
I'm good on this story. I'll hear about it on the Clip channel.
It's about drug dealing.
No, I don't want to hear about it.
Massive drug dealing.
Wait.
Still not taking me there. Not doing.
So this is the man. If I'm not correct, I apologize. But I think that this is Upchuck, the man that she went when she scammed all the money to go to the classes in the winter. And she fell on her back and the dogs ran off that time. Okay? When it proved that the dogs had no training whatsoever, that they're not her service dogs, that she didn't have a stroke, that there's nothing, that Jake and Lola ran for their lives when she was flat on her back in the snow going, Jake, Lola, Jake, Lola, get back here. Jake, Lola, back here. Jake, Lola, help, I've fallen and I can't get up. Help, Jake, God damn it. Lola, God damn it. Jake, Lola, come back. And they're just like, and they're running, right? Well, that's when she was with this man, this big fat man, and people said that they saw, I don't think that there was sewing going on, but the things that you put thread through, the stuff that like you put thread through a needle. There was a lot of, but I don't think there was sewing going on, but there was a lot of, what do you put thread through? That they could see in there. So when she goes for these classes out of town, she's going to go and visit Upchuck, the old sugar daddy drug dealer from yesteryear, when she was mother of the year, the one ugly one at the strip joint, the pretend physical trainer of the strippers, all of the stories from when she was in the movie industry. What kind of movies? Right. Because come, who? Okay, no. Nope. Nope. No. Because her voice is bad enough when she's talking. Can you imagine her moaning? Come on. Come on. Come on. Movie industry. It's certainly not like a regular movie. She's certainly not like going to be like she thinks she's Pretty Woman. It's not going to be that kind of movie. It's the only kind of movie industry she could be in is the porno industry. And like I say, think about it. Think about it. You have to do the tryouts. You have to show your cum face, your moaning sounds and everything. And like I say, it'd be like, all right, Michelle, go ahead and show us, when you're getting that money shot, how's it going to sound? She's like, they're going to be like, no, unless we do a silent film and one that doesn't show your tuna cans and tube socks and shit. Can you flip them over your ears too? Then no, because like her in her bikini, she's got like a very long crotch. It's like the like I don't know when it's just long. It's a very long crotch looking. When in her bikini photos, it's not like, how ladies have, a cute little string bikini and everything. She's got like the whole freaking, I don't even know, like, like when people have to get the long maxi pads, like she'd have to get like the long extendo maxi pads, like that kind of, she's got a long crotch. And I just don't see anything that would be in where somebody would pay money for this unless, like I say, it's money for her to go away. Now, as you all know, as I've shared, I came from extreme abuse, and my mother sold my sister for $500 when my sister was 15. My mother sold my sister for $500 to an escort agency, so I know quite a bit about that industry as well. When it was safe for me to have a relationship with my sister before she died, then, we talked. We had a lot of talking. And I'm going to tell you that it's disgusting what an escort leader, a madam, as they call them, does. And it disgusts me that, we're going to get serious for a second. It disgusts me how Michelle tries to make a joke and make it trivial about there being a line between prostitution and escorting. It is all the same. It is all the same. And she's trying to act like somehow she's above a prostitute. She's above somebody else. She's not above anybody. People, don't be fooled. Okay? She's above nothing. She is the shit on the bottom of your shoe. Because she takes advantage, steals, and abuses everybody. She abuses children, animals, veterans. The list goes on. So I'm so sick of her trying to act like she was something above anybody. Okay? Escort is a term that is okay to have been in, well, kids don't know these days, but what we're talking about, if I say a yellow book, a telephone book, okay, in the yellow pages. It doesn't go so well to put, H for hooker, you want to look up a hooker, it doesn't flow so well. But if you look in the escort service, the escorts, there would be a section for escorts in the yellow pages. Because escorting, and you could pretend like it is a certain thing, and you could have undercover cops and whatnot, come and make sure that it's this. And the women act like it's just, this and that for the people who are, looking into it, law enforcement and whatnot. But of course, we all know when the lights go down, she goes down. You get it? You should, if any of you have not watched The Girlfriend Experience, I think that's what it's called right now. It's Elvis's granddaughter is in it, Riley Keough. Let me see, is that what it's actually called? It is, and it really goes into what an escort is. Let me see, Girlfriend Experience. Let me see, Experience. The Girlfriend Experience. Yeah. Okay. So watch it. It started in 2016 and it is 3 seasons. And the last season really gets into some complex thoughts about how we're going into artificial intelligence and whatnot, believe it or not. But it's a good show. And like I say, Riley Keough, Elvis's granddaughter, is in, I think she enter in season 3. Yeah, but these are, they're girls going through law school, working as escorts. It's a nice way to say that you're a prostitute. That's all it is. You're a prostitute. It is giving. Okay. You can also say that, you know what? This man paid me for the privilege of me going out to dinner with him, or me being on his arm. Well, he went to a business meeting and I gave him the gift of sex. He didn't pay me for sex. I gave it to him. He paid for my time. That's the way that an escort could word things. Okay. And so, well, Michelle goes out because Michelle knows no boundaries. She's brought terms into the YouTube community and people that you would not ever expect to be talking about these things, to talk about these things. And when I heard her she's trying to get the courtroom, she's trying to get the judge shocked. She's trying to shock and awe the judge so that the judge loses focus on what they are truly there for in court, which is to get her the fuck out of that house so that they can share the equity. She can go and blow her 30 grand or whatever she's going to get and go back to wherever she came from. And Etienne can get on with his life so he has no further ties with her. That's what this is about. But Michelle does not want anybody to focus. Michelle does not want anybody to have a moment to focus. She depends on that. So she wants to hang on to this and say that Etienne said that she was a prostitute, which has now prohibited Michelle from getting a job anywhere. So without a job, she cannot get out of the house because she wouldn't have anywhere to stay, which is not the focus of the court hearing. I seriously doubt that the court went anywhere like she said. And I want to personally extend my offer to Etienne that I would be happy to go and, well, first of all, I would let his attorneys, I keep Michelle at 10% of my channel. Okay, so I have to do a few videos and then put one because, I've got like 360 videos and I've got 35 of hers, right? So I've got to keep her at the 10%. I'm not going to give her any more than that. If he found an attorney that would watch my playlist of her, and then he would know what he's dealing with in the courtroom. If he does not want to do that, I would be happy to counsel his counsel. I would be happy to speak to his attorneys and tell them exactly what she's doing and exactly how she's trying to twist and manipulate the truth to get everybody off focus for what is really the problem. And the problem is her. I would be happy to sit with Etienne's counsel. I'd be happy to sit with his attorneys. I don't have the money to fly there, and I wouldn't have the money to stay overnight. So if Etienne would pay for me to fly down and whatever motel, I'm not picky, just please, I don't like bed bugs. Pay for my hotel and airfare, I'd be happy to make sure that his attorneys are well-versed on what Michelle is doing, when she's doing it, and when they need to take a break so that I can explain what she's referring to and get everybody back on the same page so that Michelle can get the hell out of the house and Etienne can get what is rightfully his and move on with his life, and hopefully he is getting counseling. Hopefully he has enough insight and he's heard enough of us now talk about how he was abused, because I think that he has Stockholm syndrome, and she is absolutely still manipulating him. She is absolutely still mentally abusing him. She is mentally abusing Robina. Valley Girl. Valley Girl better keep those dogs and never give them back to her. And I think that's what she wants. She wanted an excuse to get rid of the dog so that she can go off on her own and do her own little things. But Etienne is spending how much money each month for the mortgage and the bills and whatnot, and he was supposed to be done in May. This has gone on for far too long. She's gotten her way for far too long. Let me be there. I will absolutely put everything together. I will absolutely wrap this all up and get her out of that house for him. I would do it in a heartbeat. I've done it before. I know how to do this. I will show them that, you know what? She's most likely going to be in jail in not too long. Let's hope that the prosecutors understand that what I've said. When we get an investigator to what I've turned her in for, I will let you all know. And we will all be calling to say, we'll all be just like she was to Ski Mask's probation. We'll be calling and we'll get our way. And we'll be like, you know what? This is why she needs to be put away. Because she takes advantage of people. She's an addict in active addiction. And she hurts people. And she drives under the influence every single day. And because the sheriff in her town is derelict in his duty, and he thinks that we just believe these internet stories that she's doing some kind of performance art and that she's not really drunk and she's not really using drugs while she's live streaming and driving down the road. He thinks that it's a funny joke, and I don't think so. And when she, runs into a family of 5, and if any of them survive, and he's to be, yeah. And we're all gonna be like, you know what? How many of us called in and told you she was doing this? You're going to answer to that, because all of us will be happy to let the news reporters, we'll be happy to share our stories of how we have all been telling law enforcement in her area that she is a menace to society, that she's an absolute hazard. And when she wants to split hairs and act like Etienne did something wrong when he absolutely called a spade, called her a hooker, but I don't think he actually did. I don't think that he wants to admit that in his head that that's what she was. I think that he wants to think that maybe it was a pretty woman thing, that she was this highly paid escort, like she likes people to think in their head, but she isn't. She isn't. She wants to talk about how she ran girls. That means that she was a pimp. That means that the girls, that she took money because all she did was set up the place where the girl was going to be. Because she knows every hotel. How does she know every hotel manager? How does she know and have all these connections to these hotels, supposedly? Because she would set it up so that then they wouldn't call the cops, and she would have this room available and whatnot for the girl to go and meet with the guy. So the girl has to go and be the one that exposes herself to danger. The girl has to be the one who exposes herself to extreme danger. She may be ARD. She may be ST'd. She may catch an STD. She has to go through the smells, sights, and hear everything. She has to be the one that does it, and then go pay Michelle money because she's the one who set it up. And Michelle sits back there with the money. Michelle wants to brag about running girls. Running girls. No, that means that you're a pimp and that you prostituted other girls. So let's stop with this escort word. There is no judgment in it. There is no judgment whatsoever coming from me about the word and the profession. But when she tries to make it something that it isn't, then I have a problem with it. And then you'll hear my judgmental words, because it goes against her, because she wants to act like she was better and people are lesser than her in every single way. And that's what I'm talking about. So we're supposed to believe, and like I say, I guess where she's from, then they were able to go and get her so drunk, because the other thing is that clubs are well run, especially a club in the Dallas area. The bouncers, the den mothers, are not going to allow some high rollers, because of course it's only the most rich men that would come in and want to be with her, right? Because, to get the ugly one, well, you got to be there at the right time. They would not let you go and get one of their girls so drunk that then she can't drive home, that she cannot make good decisions. So let's not make any mistake here. We're now listening that she allowed these men to buy her so much alcohol there that they said she couldn't drive herself home, and so she goes home with them. Okay, let's not let Michelle's words mix us up out of this. Like I say, I have a hard time believing that anybody in that club would have allowed that. That her coworkers, her staff would have allowed her to have gotten so drunk on the job with these men just continuing to buy her these drinks. But anyway, this is Michelle's story, so we'll keep going with it.
Michelle, what else you got?
Yeah, so he's like, you can come back to my house and spend the night. I'm like, dude, I don't know you. And he's like, I swear to God, I won't do anything to you. So, like, he had a bed. He had a beautiful house,
What?
right?
You say that in part again, Michelle? He had what?
He had this beautiful house, right? And he had like a queen size bed. He's like, here, you can sleep in bed with me. But he
Oh
didn't
my.
show me any of his other bedrooms, right?
Why
I
wouldn't you?
slept in the same bed with him. But Taylor, his pit bull, slept in between us.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I woke up and the dog was like, like to my face. I'm like, what the fuck? But I woke up before him, right? And his house was gorgeous. But I woke up before him, and I'm like, let me check out his house, right?
Oh my goodness! Get to the. Come on!
I'm
You're
telling
killing.
you. So I checked out like one of his bedrooms, and I opened the door.
Okay, so now we're to the point where she was so drunk that she left the club to go home with this drug dealer. So where's her car and everything like that, all right? And the staff let her just go with one of the customers, right? Right. And she slept in the same queen bed. And now, let's listen. That dog, the dog's name was Taylor. What did she name her daughter? And what was her proname? I don't think that her vocabulary is very expansive, so that could be the one word, but here we go. This is how we go, and how Chuck's her big pimp daddy.
And with nothing but fucking weed plants. Nothing but covered with weed plants. With all these like air, water things and shit, and these black like towels, paper, like black bags. I'm like,
Yeah, so he's growing weed indoors, Michelle. You're
and then
okay.
I went to go check out his second bedroom, and it was the same thing. So there's like 200 or 300 fucking pot plants in his 2 bedrooms. And when I shut the second bedroom door, he was standing behind me. Now this is a total stranger that I met in a strip club the night before, so I knew I was dead. I knew he was going to kill me.
Why?
I met the guy before. I didn't know anything about him, and I just like walked in a house full of like probably 200 something fucking weed plants, right? And I was like,
where's the craziest part of the story ever? This is not the crazy drug dealer story. This ain't crazy. What the hell's crazy about this?
Because I knew I was gonna die. Because I met the guy the day before, and I was like, this guy's gonna fucking murder me. Like, I just spent the night
So
in his
you
house.
thought
And,
that
like, this is a fucking
completely
grow house
normal-
where he's growing all this weed. This guy's
You struck out with that damn story. Jeez Louise. That story was that was the biggest freaking airball of a story you've ever attempted to say.
Hey, okay. You won't let me finish my story. It's a pretty cool story about stuff.
Continue where you left off until it bores me to death again.
Yeah.
It's funny. I mean, it's like, and that's the thing, is that she just goes on and on and on with these stupid stories, with these stupid details and whatnot. So to sum it up, she is supposedly a physical trainer to this. She dropped off her kid at the grandparents like a month ago, and dropped the kid off at the grandparents a month ago. And is a physical, goes into Dallas and it just gets all this money, making all this money to be a physical trainer to the strippers, which, in other words, she was dealing steroids to them, which I don't even know. Because Michelle won't do anything that requires physical effort. So Michelle doesn't know anything about the human body. How could she be a physical trainer? She does not know how to exercise and do breath work and endurance and lifting. And she doesn't do brain cells to mix together to start a fire. She is so stupid. But anyway, this stupid story, once again, oh yes, these men came in and got the stripper totally drunk. The one 150 pretty girls, one ugly one. Now what's going on at the strip joint, because they don't have their one ugly one to run, and they've got so they're going to get in trouble for false advertising. They're like, where's the ugly one? Oh, well, she went home with these guys last night that got her super drunk, and she went home and she's at their house. So then she slept in the same bed with this strange man that she'd never met that got her so drunk at the strip bar where she's a stripper, because she used to be a physical trainer to the strippers. Right.
He's gonna fucking kill me because I was a stripper and nobody knew me in Dallas, right? And he saw the 2 grow rooms, right? And so I was like, I dated somebody that dealt coke in Lafayette. Because I thought he was gonna fucking kill me. But I was like saving money as a stripper to bring Joseph down to Dallas because my grandparents had him for like a month, right? And we wound up being...
Okay, so this is the story, is that she had to go to Dallas first and work as a stripper to save money. So the whole physical or personal trainer, not physical therapist, sorry, personal trainer. So she can't even keep the story straight. So she moved to Dallas to be a stripper to make enough money to get her kid back, so her grandparents didn't have to have the kid. As we look at the little history, okay, so she got her parental rights severed, right? Right. Her mother put her living children in Catholic school, okay? Her mother had the children more often than she ever did. Her grandparents had the children. Rumor is she had the children taken away by CPS. I don't know if that's true or not. I know that there was CPS involvement, okay? So when was Michelle ever actively just being a mom and taking care of her kids? The night when she was supposed to be taking care of her newborn baby with the extreme respiratory issue that Tim said that he'd be sure to not leave her alone with. She couldn't even be alone with her children for one night, could she? She had to be out screwing the neighbor, but anyway.
Roommates. And so, like, our living room was not roommates like that. No. Like, there was 2 recliners in the living room with a bong in between the 2 recliners and a big screen TV, and that was our living room, right? But I saved enough money to get, like, a townhouse for Joseph and I. And it was actually a pretty cool deal because Joseph was young. And so, like, I worked, like, 9 to 2.
So now we're to the point of the story where she supposedly saved up enough money as a stripper to buy a townhouse and get Joseph back from the grandparents in Lafayette. And so now she has her child back with her while she's working as a stripper, okay? I cannot imagine that anybody stands up for this woman and they want to die on this hill for this woman and they want to have the right to give her their money. For what? For what? For her addictions. She is not going to get a job. She has full SSDI. Oh, and people were saying that no, she gets SSI because she got it on the 1st or whatever. No, remember her birthday is on the 1st. She's like, remember when she was saying October 1st, something or whatever? Yeah, so that's why she gets her SSDI when people think they get their SSI or whatever because the birthdays, I don't know how it works. I don't get any.
Deal because Joseph was young. And so, like, I worked, like, 9 to 2. Like, 9 to 2 in the morning. I had a babysitter that babysat Joseph from 9 to 2. And then I went to bed, and then he went to, like, the best, like, pre-K school. And when he was at school, I did, like, my shit, nannies, petties, all that stuff. And then no, it's true. And then I picked him up, too, and I hung
You lied a little bit. Wait, repeat that last part. You did what? You gave manicures and pedicures?
Well, yeah, he went to school from, like, 9 to 2, like, preschool.
Uh-huh.
And then I hung out with him during the day, and then at, like, 7:30, 8 o'clock, I gave him a bath. And there was time for him to go to bed, like, at 8:30.
What the hell is the crazy of this?
Then I went to work from, like, 9 to 2.
That is
and then I
not
came home at 2. Right. And then I spent all my days with Joseph. It was, like, a killer job for, like, a 5-year-old.
You were a stripper. How the fuck is that a killer job for a 5-year-old?
Because I made bank, and he had no idea what I was doing. And, like...
Oh, my God.
At night till 2 in the morning, and so he
Did
was
you take your
sleeping.
little kid with you to the strip club, Michelle?
He was sleeping.
You're trash. No, I know women like you. That's garbage. How could you do that? You took him inside, too.
Take him inside the strip club? No, I had a babysitter at my townhouse.
Well, you just said yeah a second ago.
He was sleeping. He went to bed at 8:30 at night, and I went to work at 9. I got up at 2 in the morning. I went to bed, and then he went to daycare from 9
Now you're
to
just
2.
backpedaling and backstroking your way into. You see the shark or something. What are you backpedaling so furiously for?
I went to work at 9 at night till 2 in the morning. He went to bed at 8:30 at night, and then the babysitter came over at 9 at night. So when he went to bed and I went to work, he was sleeping. And then I went to bed, and then I woke up and I brought him to like daycare, and I did all the shit I had to do during the day.
How would he meet you at a strip club and not know what you did?
Joseph was sleeping. I had a babysitter at my townhouse.
The other guy, Chuck, how did he meet you at a strip club, but he didn't know that that's what you did? Way back in the beginning.
Chuck knew I was stripping. I'm talking about my son. Joseph was sleeping when I went to work. I mean, it was a great job for a 5-year-old.
I got you. Okay. Why the fuck did you down
daycare, which was like the most prestigious daycare in Las Colinas. Like when he was there.
Oh yes, because only for Michelle that because she's a stripper, then she can afford the most prestigious daycare of all daycares. And what in the hell? And then she's talking about how wonderful this was for her child, because all he knew is that mommy has a lot of money and mommy doesn't leave me. What? And then what about the manicures and pedicures? What? She even say? And this was supposed to be how she met Chuck, her sugar daddy, that goes and gives her money every once in a while. How does this even make sense? We'll try again. Okay, we're gonna try here. Well, Ski, I don't know. Ski, is that a cigar? I don't know what that is. What is that, a turd? You smoking a turd? What are you doing? Okay, hold on. Let me see here. I'm gonna go back here. Listen to this insane, stupid shit. Let's see here. Let's hear.
So when he went to bed and I went to work, he was sleeping. And then I went to bed, and then I woke up and I brought him to like daycare, and I did all the shit I had to do during the day.
How would he meet you at a strip club and not know what you did?
Joseph was sleeping. I had a babysitter at my townhouse.
The other guy, Chuck, how did he meet you at a strip club, but he didn't know that that's what you did? Way back in the beginning.
Chuck knew I was stripping. I'm talking about my son. Joseph was sleeping when I went to work. I mean, it was a great job for a 5-year-old.
I got you. Okay. Why the fuck did you down
daycare, which was like the most prestigious daycare in Las Colinas. Like when he was there, I went and got like Maddie's, Petty's, ran my errands. And
you thought we were listening to a crazy story here, Michelle. I ain't heard a drop of action, no plot twist, no double.
Okay. So when I moved back to Chuck's house, I met Tim, my first husband. Chuck hooked up with this fucking crazy like Guatemalan girl. She was fucking psycho, right? And he went to go to his sister's wedding in Tulsa. His sister lives in Tulsa. But so his sister got married, right? And so he was supposed to he dated a stripper.
Okay, what? To Chuck, what? Okay. So we're supposed to believe what? Okay, what?
Bed, and then he went to daycare from 9
now you're just backpedaling and backstroking your way into. You see that?
I thought she was working from 9 to 2, but then he goes to daycare from 9 to 2. But then there's a babysitter from 9 to 2. And he goes to the most prestigious daycare ever in Las Colinas. So what? So out of a 24-hour day, he's at daycare 10 hours out of that day then? 9 to 2 and 9 to 2? And if she's working from 9 to 2, and she's saying that she gives him a bath at 7:30, and then at 8:30, he goes to bed. And then, well, how close is the strip club? Is she just living in it? Is Michelle living in the attic of the strip club? Is this how it goes when you were the ugly one? You have to be in house at all time? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. So we're supposed to believe that, oh yes, the most prestigious of daycares is what. So when was she ever with her kid? And then when did she sleep? Or did the meth help with the sleep? So this is when she was methed out. Because remember the story of when she was working at the strip club, then they were like, hey, Michelle, why don't you try this? And she was like, oh my God, I just absolutely freaking love it. Thank you. What? And now what happened to Chuck and all of this from the one day when she was in there and that they slept together, and then, oh no, the dog slept in the middle of them, but she just slept in the same bed, and then went around and looked around his house and he had weed plants. But isn't that why she said that she didn't want people to come and help her? like the two ladies who were going to come and help her after her pretend surgery that she was acting like she had to have somebody help her and everything. Didn't she say she didn't want anybody to come into her house because when she was sleeping, they would look around in her house and find papers? Seems like that's what she does when she goes to somebody else's house and they're asleep. It seems like she goes looking around their house and goes through their papers. Maybe that's why she doesn't want somebody else to do what she does to them. So, daycare. Back in the day. So we're supposed to believe that she makes all this money and then she pays for a babysitter from 9 to 2 and then takes him to daycare from 9 to 2. What? She's getting the 9 to 2s? This is what she does. It makes no sense. And we're supposed to be thinking of this wonderful quintessential mother who just dotes on her child because it's a wonderful job that this 5-year-old is like, I love this. I think that my mommy's wonderful because I don't know where she goes at night and has money. Kids don't think of that. Kids want to be able to know who's going to be there if they wake up in the night and they don't feel good. Kids want to know who's going to wake up if they're scared. Who's going to be there? They want somebody that they know there. That's what kids think about. And when they wake up, who's going to be there? And they wake up, they don't want to go to a daycare. They're not thinking, oh, wonderful, it's so wonderful, I get to go to the most prestigious daycare. They just want to watch their cartoons, have some cereal, maybe go to the friggin' park. Kids don't care about money, but her mind is so focused on money that she is deluded enough that she is trying to give a story now about her child being the age of 5, who had just been dumped off at the grandparents for a month. And in her timelines was probably more like 8 months. And the kid's supposed to be like, oh, I'm really happy that mommy has money. Kids don't care about money. They want love. They want predictability. They need a schedule so they know what's going to happen. They want reliability. They want love. They don't want money. But everything to her is about money. And oh, of course, her child's going to be in the most prestigious daycare that there can be. Because, oh, yes, it's Michelle. Yes.
Shark or something. What are you backpedaling so furiously for?
I went to work at 9 at night till 2 in the morning. He went to bed at 8:30 at night, and then the babysitter came over at 9 at night. So when he went to bed and I went to work, he was sleeping. And then I went to bed, and then I woke up and I brought him to like daycare, and I did all the shit I had to do during the day.
How would he meet you at a strip club and not know what you did?
Joseph was sleeping. I had a babysitter at my townhouse.
The other guy, Chuck, how did he meet you at a strip club, but he didn't know that that's what you did? Way back in the beginning.
Chuck knew I was stripping. I'm talking about my son. Joseph was sleeping when I went to work. I mean, it was a great job for a 5-year-old.
I got you. Okay. Why the fuck
When
was
he
your
was
job?
at daycare, which was like the most prestigious daycare in Las Colinas. Like when he was there, I went and got like Maddie's, Petty's, ran my errands.
You thought we were listening to a crazy story here, Michelle. I ain't heard a drop of action, no plot twist, no double cup.
Okay, so when I moved out of Chuck's house, I met Tim, my first husband. Chuck hooked up with this fucking crazy, like, Guatemalan girl. She was fucking psycho.
Okay, hold on. Jim. Did she say Jim is her first husband? What? How does this Jim go into this story? What in the hell? This is what she would do in a courtroom. I don't know if she has, well, is it wormholes in her brain? Is there actual wormholes in her brain? Is her brain like looking into outer space and seeing, are those wormholes? Is this what 25 years of drug and alcohol abuse does? So when her brain tries to make that synapse and it goes from one to the other, it goes down a wormhole, and then it's like, Chuck, Jim, Tim, Etienne.
Right.
Right.
and he went to go to his sister's wedding in Tulsa. His sister lives in
Wait,
Tulsa.
who
But
is going? What?
so his sister got married. So
Okay.
when I moved back to China, I got like 90s, petties, ran my errands and
You thought we were listening to a
Wait,
crazy.
what is the Mannies and Petties?
I got you. Okay. Why the
when
fuck
he
were
was
you
at
down under?
Daycare, which was like the most prestigious daycare in Las Colinas. Like when he was there, I went and got like 90s, petties, ran my errands and
You thought we were listening to a crazy story here, Michelle. I ain't heard a drop of action, no plot twist, no double
Oh,
plot
okay.
twist.
Okay, so it's just that every day is just like about pampering Michelle because she's the stripper extraordinaire. So she's already up to take her kid to daycare from 9 to 2 so she can sit and have manis, petties, because, you need one every day, right? Right.
So when I moved back to Chuck's house, I met Tim, my first husband.
Uh,
Chuck hooked up with this fucking crazy, like Guatemalan girl. She was fucking psycho, right? And he went to go to his sister's wedding in Tulsa. His sister lives in Tulsa. But so his sister got married her, right? And so he was supposed to take he dated a stripper after me, and they lived together. And she was like from Guatemala or something. And so he gave her money to go buy a dress to go to his sister's wedding, because that's where he's from. And she bought like this stripper dress to go to sister.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Did I just see something right? Hold on. Hold on. Watch this with me. Hold please.
And she was like from Guatemala or something. And so he gave her money to go buy a dress to go to his sister's wedding, because that's where he's from.
Hold on.
And she bought like this,
Hold on.
like from
Emergency,
Guatemala or
hold on.
something. And so he gave her.
Oh my God. Does his freaking arm say Kingpin? I didn't even know that. And do you guys know the video that I made when I first went in quest of trying to find Ski and trying to get his attention so that he would know not to go to Michelle? I took the clip from Kingpin of when the landlord, because the landlord lady reminds me of Michelle in the movie Kingpin. And Michelle wanted him to live with her. And so I had that movie scene, the one where the landlord lady says the rent's due, and she's like, the rent's due again. Right? I made that clip. I made the clip of the Kingpin movie before I even saw that Ski had the Kingpin on his arm. Maybe Ski went and got Kingpin tattooed after this, as he was like, my God, it could have been like the freaking movie scene in Kingpin. Had I have went and lived with Michelle, because she would have always been like, rent's due, bitch, get down there. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, I cannot believe this. You know what? I might have to, well, you guys have to go in the shorts. You guys are going to have to go in the shorts of mine. Well, maybe I can find it. Oh my God. Oh my God, I can't believe this. Oh no. Or did he just write that on with a Sharpie for the this performance? Oh my God. And then so what? Michelle's talking about that Chuck's with this Guatemalan, then like there's like this Guatemalan like stripper, and then like my first husband, and then like his sister, then Tulsa, Oklahoma, and then like I think she's Guatemalan, and then she's a stripper too. So all Michelle's life is all about strippers and drug dealers and big ballers and just money galore and everything. But she was an escort, never once had sex for money. She's in the movie industry. Etienne had no idea who the fuck he married. That poor man. He just maybe thought, I don't know what the hell he was thinking. I don't know.
It was in Tulsa. But so his sister got married her, right? And so he was supposed to he dated a stripper after me, and they lived together.
What?
And she was like from Guatemala or something.
What?
And so he gave her money to go buy a dress to go to his sister's wedding, because that's where he's from. She bought like this stripper dress to go to his sister's wedding. I'm not lying, that's where he's from. And she came in with a stripper dress, and he's like, you cannot wear that to the wedding. And she got all pissed off at him, and she's like, I'm not going to the wedding. So not only did he have 2 grow rooms in his house, he also had 3
sex rooms, like a building.
he also had 3 storage units.
Oh, of
my
course.
gosh. Okay, now it is getting crazy.
No, we had 3 storage grow units also.
You go meet with storage units?
Yeah, 3 storage
What?
units and 2 rooms in his house.
Oh, come
And so she got
on.
pissed off at him because he left her home and he went to the wedding in Tulsa. And so when he
Tulsa.
came home, like as soon as he walked
Right.
in the door, like DA
Right.
like busted his fucking door in,
Right.
and he served like 4 or 5 years in jail. I was really good friends with him. I met Tim when Chuck and I were roommates. Tim is my first husband.
Right.
And
Oh,
I put money in his books the whole
whoa, 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 whoa. Now she just said that Chuck and her were roommates. So she moved in with the drug dealer. So what? Honest to God, when I'm here at my office, I take these extensive notes and then I have to put them up and I look like, like, I don't know, like I'm laying out a crime scene with post-it notes, trying to put together one of Michelle's stories. If I was there with her, I'd be like Bob Ross, sitting there with my paintbrush, trying to paint this story, and then, oh yes, let's put some in the trees here. Let's flush out these trees here. Instead, it'd be like, all right, so the stripper's Guatemalan, or maybe not from Guatemala, or maybe the sister's from Guatemala. But then we got something in Tulsa. But then we've got this, and then me and Chuck were roommates, and I met my husband, and then Tim and Jim, and then it was what? And expensive daycares and marijuana all over. What? 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 This is either the worst case of ADHD ever seen in a, well, is she human? In an entity, or it's a Swiss cheese brain from all the drugs. I don't know. But what does Guatemala or Oklahoma have to do with it?
And so when he came home, like as soon as he walked in the door, like DA like busted his fucking door in, and he served like 4 or 5 years in jail.
Okay, so somehow this Guatemalan stripper didn't have the right dress to wear to a wedding, but was it Michelle's wedding? Who knows, or somebody's sister's wedding? And he left her behind. But then when he came inside, then there were storage units also with marijuana, but the DA busted him. Is that where we're going? The DA busted him, and then he spent 4 or 5 years in jail. And that's Michelle's big story about how she met Chuck, the drug dealer that lives in the shitty apartment now that she goes and visits whenever she's real low in cash. She goes and scores the money from idiots who pay her way on the web for her classes. Yeah, what is she teaching the classes now too? Are they on fellatio? How to Play the Skin Flute by Michelle Sabat.
I was really good friends with him. I met Tim when Chuck and I were roommates. Tim is my first husband.
So she met Tim. She met Tim when Chuck and her were roommates. So at some point, so what? Once she went there, she never went back home because she probably didn't have an actual place to stay. She is one of those people who lives in their car. She's absolutely one of those people who lives in her car. And so she didn't have anywhere to stay is what was really happening. And so then she just stayed with Chuck. He didn't make her leave. But of course, Chuck didn't ever want anything from her, right? He just pays her handsomely for.
And I put money in his books the whole time. I mean, we're really good friends. Even my second husband, Jim. Jim was selling his car and he
Michelle,
wouldn't sell
that's
it.
your guy. That's your buddy. Chuck is your man.
Yeah, he was not my John. He was just my friend.
He's just John. He's more your pimp.
He was never my pimp. I was never.
Then he was your
I was
pimp.
just a dancer, and then I met
But he
Tim.
was
I
like,
got married.
he was more like your pimp.
He was never my pimp. He was my fucking roommate. Like I'd get up at work, and like I said, there were 2 recliners. Our living room furniture were 2 recliners.
How much
and a ball.
rent did you pay, Michelle? This dude wasn't paying you no rent.
Oh, did you hear the way that changed? When she first was talking about Chuck's place, there were 2 recliners in the living room and a big bong in between. Okay? Now, she just described their living room as 2 recliners and a. Okay. Michelle's a parasite. She's an absolute cockroach. She has to hook onto a living host. She didn't have a host while she was going from being a personal trainer to the strippers. I mean, what the... Okay. You want a body like me? Do you want your titties to look like tuna cans and tube socks? Okay? We're going to do this. Okay? Okay, bitches, line up. Bunch of angry vaginas, line up. We're going to do this. Get your tuna cans. We must increase our bust. We must increase our bust. We must increase our bust. Tuna cans and tube socks is what we want. We want a nipple under the left armpit. And we want one straight up. Tuna cans and tube socks. You bunch of angry vaginas. You think you're so good looking? Well, I can be a stripper too. What the hell? With my long vagina.
Like with him.
He's never my pimp. He was my fucking roommate. Like, I'd get off of work, and like I said, there were 2 recliners. Our living room furniture were 2 recliners.
How much
and a
rent did
ball.
you pay, Michelle? This dude wasn't paying you no rent.
I paid him rent.
Yeah, exactly. He wasn't paying you no rent.
I paid him rent. It was his 4-bedroom house.
Oh.
He had 2 grow rooms and an office.
I got you. Okay.
He's not my pimp. He was my friend. He was my good friend.
Yeah.
When I married Jim, my second husband, Jim had to sell a car, and Jim like.
Okay, now it's Jim, the second husband. And then it's Tim that met... What the... How many baby daddies? How many husbands? How did she get one man out of any man that would want to listen to that voice? I'm God, help me.
Like, really just wanted to sell the car for money. But Chuck was kind of hard up for money because that's right when he got out of prison. And so all Chuck did was take over, like, the car notes. Because we helped him out, because I'm a decent person. I've been friends with Chuck for 22, 23 years. But he's always lived in Dallas. And so, as a matter of fact, Chuck is broke as fuck. He's always broke as fuck.
So, Ski fell out. Ski is going ahead to take a nap here. Okay, Ski's taking a nap. He fell out from this stupid Michelle story. That stupid Michelle had been trying to sell this story to anybody who'd take it. And poor Ski took one for the team for this stupid story of how Michelle met Chuck. And now it's coming out that she's had to help Chuck out. Because Chuck is always broke. Chuck's just always broke. And so when he got out of prison, her husband helped him by letting her take over the car payment. Is that... So Michelle the cockroach goes and then takes over his house as her. So now it's their living room had 2 recliners with a bong in the middle. And he got busted. Well, geez, she didn't go to prison now, did she? But she's living in the drug house where there's all this Mary Jane. How'd that happen? Like I've proven, she's a rat. And probably Chuck didn't even know she's a rat. Because I'm going to tell you that if the DEA, she said the DA, well, district attorney is going to be like, they're like, hey, what's up? The DEA, if the DEA busts you in there, they're not going to be like, oh, okay, you're just the ugly one at the strip club. Oh, yeah, do they still have 150 girls? Or 149? Then is it 149 pretty ones? And then with you, the ugly one is 150? Or is it 150 pretty girls and you're the ugly one? I got to just get this right for my report, ma'am. And they're not going to say, oh, you just live here. You don't actually sell the bud. Oh, sure. Right. And then where did she go from there? So she was roommates with Chuck. Did she have her son there too? Or what? Come on. this is how she won Mother of the Year. This is how. And then the dog's name was Taylor. So then she goes on to name her daughter Taylor. And then when she went into the later career of prostituting or escorting. Look in the dictionary. Look at the dictionary between the definition of escort and prostitute. That's what she says that she had the judge do. I'd be very disappointed in our American justice system if the judge actually did that for Michelle when they're talking about contempt. I really hope that the judge did not admonish ETN. If the judge did admonish ETN, something needs to be done. Somebody needs to stand up for that man. Somebody needs to get justice for ETN. This is bullshit. Absolute bullshit. This is the kind of life that Michelle led. There was no movie industry. There was no stunt double. There was nothing other than Michelle being a dumb, dirty whore all of her life.
So when I went to Dallas for my classes, like literally the Uber.
When I went to Dallas for my classes. And what classes were those? What classes were those? Because you see, before she left for these classes in Dallas, she had horribly insulted this pretty lady named Julie, I think. One of Ski's ladies. And Michelle didn't want any other female around Ski once she sprayed her special pussy sauce on him from afar. So she said Julie was super ugly. And Julie was very pretty. I thought Julie was a pretty lady. I was like, what the hell? Julie's a pretty lady. Why are you saying Julie's ugly? So Julie got the frick up and was like, okay, bitch, come on. Let's go. Let's see. You think you're prettier than me? What the hell? You know, blah, blah, blah. And Julie was holding her own. Well, then Michelle was like, look at me. Look at me. Look at how sexy I am. Look at my body. I've got a super long vagina. I've got a super long vagine. And my boobs are like tuna cans and tube socks. Like, oh my God. And then, look at my feet. Look at my feet. My feet are beautiful. Look at my feet. Look at my feet. And she put up these frickin' Sasquatch-ass feet that none of the internet was ready to see. Nobody had a clue as to what was going to happen. Michelle's foot was filthy, and the toes were bulbous and just dirty and white with purple and black lines, and I have never seen anything like it. And Julie and Ski and everybody were like, and Ski's like, put those down, man. I don't want to get kicked off the internet. What the? And she's like, they're sexy. Look at my pedicure. Look at my pedicure. Look at how sexy my feet are. And everybody's just like, right. Okay. Then she went out of town. Supposedly for the classes that she had everybody believing so that she could become an insurance adjuster and be able to get the house all by her own and then have parties for all of her mods. Oh, and we're supposed to believe that the judge asked what mods are too. And the judge is very interested in Michelle's YouTube career. Bullshit. And if that did happen, no, this judge needs a schooling if that's what's happening. If he's getting led around the kangaroo court by Michelle, the grandmaster of the shit show. Okay? Michelle was with that guy. Everybody saw that guy and put two and two together. They're like, you're not at a class. You're with your old sugar daddy. You're with your old drug dealing buddy. And you're doing a bunch of freaking drugs, you dumb, dirty whore. Anyway, okay? And she fell down. Couldn't get up. Dogs ran. So in order for her to come back and not talk about what happened at the pretend classes she went to, or with a story about how Jake and Lola really aren't rescue dogs, and she's still reeling from the humiliation of people making fun of her dirty, filthy feet, she came back with the gangrenous toe. The gangrenous toe story came after she came right back from Chuck. If she would not have had the gangrenous toe thing, her dirty feet would have still been on people's minds. As would, what happened at the classes? What did you learn? Would have been the question at hand. That's why she had to come back with this big gangrenous toe thing and then be showing her gangrenous toe all over the internet and be blaming the gangrene for the filth because her floor is filthy and the whole entire house is one cigarette at this point. You can just light a match and the whole house smokes itself. It's true. That's why she had all that filth all over her feet. She's not bathing. She's in a very dirty, filthy place right now. And it's really sad. Because that was once a beautiful house. But she's a fuck up. Etienne did all of the cooking, cleaning, caring, everything. And now he has to continue to pay for her to thrash this house, and this is somehow fine with people? And they want to give her more money? What the hell? Keep focused as to what's really going on. Got a master of puppets here. We've just all never seen anything like this. We've never seen such an accomplished liar. Generally don't live as long as she does because people usually they take care of things like this.
For eating shit I ordered, I paid for everything. So how could he be pimping me out or be my John? Or
there
be
we go.
my
What'd you say?
second husband? Jim had to sell a car. And Jim really just wanted to sell the car for money.
Okay, so Jim
house.
wanted to sell some car.
Oh.
What
He
the
had 2
fuck?
grow rooms and an office.
What?
I paid him rent.
Yeah, exactly. He wasn't paying you no rent.
I paid him rent. It was his 4-bedroom house. He
Oh,
had 2 grow rooms and an office.
I got you. Okay.
He was not a pimp. He was my friend. He was my good friend. As a matter of fact, when I married Jim, my second husband, Jim had to sell a car. And Jim really just wanted to sell the car for money. But Chuck was kind of hard up for money because that's right when he got out of prison. And so all Chuck did was take over the car notes. Because we helped him out because I'm a decent person. I've been friends with Chuck for 22, 23 years. But he's always lived in Dallas. And so, as a matter of fact, Chuck is broke as fuck. He's always broke as fuck. He's always broke as fuck. So when I went to Dallas for my classes, literally the Uber Eats and shit that I ordered, I paid for everything. So how could he be pimping me out or be my John? Or be my man person? I paid for all the food when he came and visited me.
Michelle,
Chuck's always broke.
You're building the case. I mean, a pimp is always broke if you're paying for
If he
shit.
could be my John and pay me for sex, no, I paid for all
The crowd is in an uproar. They said this is the worst story they've all heard. They're unanimously
But
typing.
everybody said that he came in, he was my John, and he paid me for sex. No, fucking Chuck's always broke. I paid for the Uber Eats and shit when he came and visited me.
This is a damn snoozer of a story, though. I finally got a cash app. It's been 2 hour and 20 minutes.
Okay, she pays for the Uber Eats when he comes to visit her. What? Chuck's always broke now. What kind of a... He was a big baller, right? Walks into the strip club, after the Clippers game or whatever, and comes in and he's so rich and everything, and so she goes home with him because she's a cockroach and needs a place to go and inhibit because she's a parasite, and then she goes and takes over his house as hers, and then it gets busted by the DEA, but they don't charge her at all, just he goes down. Sounds like she did her normal thing and played rat. Sounds like she was dealing the drugs out of his house as per usual. But she was a physical trainer to strippers. And then some Guatemalan person came in, and then they were there when the DEA came. But then she had her son, and then Jim wanted to get rid of his car, so he gave it to broke ass Chuck, and now Chuck's always broke. What? Does any of this make sense? Does anything that Michelle ever says make sense? No.
Forgot what this
No. Well, I'm sorry it's been so long. Wait, everybody was saying that he was my John and he came and paid me for sex. No, he fucking didn't.
Oh my
I
goodness.
paid for our.
Can you turn the camera on? People want to see you.
It's like I'm discrediting everybody's stories because they're so
Can you turn
stupid
the
and they're
camera
so
on?
ridiculous.
Michelle, can you turn the camera on? Turn the camera on, if you will. Oh, there we go.
Oh, okay, here you go. Look at this. This nasty bitch. Look at this. How dare her? She is only one person, and she has the energy to be running around screwing with the entire YouTube community as she has flipped it all over. And she will not empty her ashtray. Ashtrays are a thing of the past. You can't even find ashtrays. But an ashtray of that disgustedness, I have never in my life seen an ashtray so full of cigarettes. And that's one day's worth of Michelle smoke. Ooh. And she has all these ashtrays all over full of these cigarettes like this. What is she doing smoking inside the house like that? Look at these walls. These walls were once white. Now it's just nicotine. Just nicotine. You could spray water on it and it just goes down like pee. It'll look like pee. It's just nicotine coming off of these walls. Look at these white sideboards. Same thing. They were like totally white, like shiny white, like patent leather white. And now they're yellow. Just disgusting. And that's what was all over her feet. It wasn't gangrene. It was just tar.
What the hell is that? Oh, cigarette ashtray. Throw that ashtray out. What are you keeping all those for? Like, you gotta redo something with them.
Oh, look. What? Look at all this trash. Look at all these cords all over. What in Jesus H. Christ? What is going on here? Hold on. Hold, please. We're going to need to slow this down because I'm going to need to look at this. Nope. Even when I had meningitis from COVID. I was sick, so sick. And as y'all know, I've told the story. They didn't have any hospital beds in the 3-state area. I had to have IVs in my home. Horrible. And I'm going to tell you that even though I had my damn fever at 106 and my head hurt so bad and I was coughing up blood and everything else, I will tell you that the area around me was still clean. I will tell you that I still kept my sheets clean for my husband and I. He was sick. He was not as sick as I, but when men are sick, it's sick. I still changed the sheets, the towels, everything. I still would get up, after I would vomit and everything like that, when I could get up, and clean and, tidy up, take my garbage out, take, the dishes down, take, our laundry over to the laundry room. I couldn't do the laundry, but I still, kept it sorted and everything. So even when I was so sick, I was dying, I still managed to tidy up. When I used to be in the hospital for very, very long periods of time, when I was pregnant, I had monitors attached to me, and they could tell on the monitors when I'd be up tidying my room up. Was I supposed to be on strict bed rest? And they'd be like, get back in bed over the intercom. Get back in bed. Your room is clean enough. Get back in bed. No, it's like I need to tidy things up. I would never live like she lives. And I have been taking care of kids all of my life. She's not taking care of anybody. And she's this much of a slob. How do you live like this? Look at this. Look what she's done to this house.
Turn the camera on, if you will.
Look at that.
Oh, there we go.
Look at that.
What the hell is that? Oh,
Exactly.
cigarette ashtray. Throw that ashtray out.
Look at that. Oh, and we got the wine glass there. Oh, is that a bottle of pills there? Is that a bottle of pills? But remember, she doesn't take pills. She doesn't take pills unless she takes Zofran. She doesn't take pills. She has to squash them up. Yeah. What do we got there? What do we have here? What is this? That's a bottle of pills, isn't it? Am I looking at that right? Is that a bottle of pills? Or is that a table? What is this? Look at how many cigarettes are in there. Have you ever in your life? And just sitting there, sitting there, inside a house, smoking and drinking like that. And it looks like that's a pill bottle to me. Disgusting and disrespectful. Disrespectful. Yeah, that's a pill bottle. And then we go over here. Look at all of these cords and everything. Oh, yeah, look at this. Would you ever keep cords like this? This is horrible. Horrible. Things are just knocked down. Like I said, this looks like garbage over here. What's this there? You're shitty. Pick up. Pick up. Oh, my God. Gross. 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 Oh, my God. You can see his eyes looking like eyes of wonder, just like, what the fuck? I can't believe this. And that's that. Now, there was another video here on the snake channel that I'd like to show you. Let's see here. So, where was it? We got all of these people. All these people here. Let's unmute. Michelle talks tuna cans and more. See, there's some good stuff on this channel. Oh, I see what you can. This is a compilation of all of the ones that I've watched. Oh wow, a little compilation of all kinds of things. Oh, that's pretty. Let me see here. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna go back to normal playback speed. We're gonna go normal, and then we're gonna go here. And then let me see this snake channel because there's something else I wanted to show you. Snake. Oh, a viper. Oh, a snake. Don't bite me. Let me see here. Snake has all kinds of stuff. Oh, about Controlla and everything. She's quite the character, too. Ski Mask Andy. Ski Mask Andy. New Jersey courts covers Ski Mask Andy and Controlla, and he went to the things. Now, Flava, Snake covers Flava. There was something about Michelle. Let me see if I can see it quickly. If not, then we will just have to. Let me see it. Is it in shorts? Let me see. I don't know, but check out this channel. There's a lot of good stuff. Oh, they've got a lot of stuff I'm going to have to catch up on. Huh. Oh, I didn't know. Well, thanks for recommending this channel. Oh, okay. Here we go. Michelle twisting like a stir. Let's look at this for a second. Look at the floor, how gross it is. Oh, the floor is filthy. Yeah, I don't see that she has the moves that The moves like Jagger. I don't see it. All right, we're going to have to come back over here. We're going to have to examine something on my page. We're going to have to come back over here where you can find everything you'd ever need. Let me see here, because we're going to go to the shorts, okay? We're going to go over to shorts, and we're going to find the kingpin thing, because, let me see here. Here we go. Here we go. See all this good stuff you guys are missing out on if you don't look at my page. You gotta look at my page, I'm telling you. Let's see. Oh, there's Scoundrel. There's Big Mama. Let me see. Here, hold on. I gotta find. This is hilarious. You guys are gonna laugh. There's Don Dawkin. Scratch your ass. Okay, here we are. Okay. Okay, look over here too. Look at in this Michelle walking all over ETN as usual. Look at that. She looks like the freaking witch from the Wild West. But this is the video I made. Look at this.
He's gonna be paying the rent.
You still owe me another month's rent.
Ski better be careful because this is how he's gonna be paying the rent.
You still owe me another month's rent.
Ski better be careful because this is how he's gonna be paying the rent.
You still owe me another month's rent.
Ski better be careful because this is how he's gonna be paying the rent.
I wonder if Ski ever saw that. And honestly, I did not know that he had Kingpin written. Why does he have Kingpin written on there? Does he really like the movie? I mean, honestly. Okay. And then you know what? Okay, I showed these ribs, right? Because, you know, when Michelle showed her ribs.
The hubs is getting ready to sauce these ribs. The whole neighborhood could smell these ribs. So good. He puts on the special spices and the sauce. He won't let me know what's in it, but I'm going to keep spying just for you. These ribs look amazing on the track. The hubs is getting ready to sauce these ribs. The whole neighborhood could smell these ribs. So good. He puts on
Okay. So, you know, I mean, I still show these things because of how gross it was when Michelle showed her ribs and they were just disgusting, right? So Hubs makes the ribs. I don't really like ribs. You know, I'll take like a couple little bites, but the kids eat all the ribs, so it's not even enough for me anyway. But I mean, he makes those, they fall off the bone. They're tender. They're totally cooked. Somebody wrote that they look dry. Do these ribs look dry? What the fuck? I mean, totally juicy. What? So anywho, let me show you something else here because no, it won't go down. But anyway, okay. Can't find what I'm thinking of. Well, go over here to my channel. Home. Not showing like I want it to. Well, if you go to my community page, go there and it will show, you know, the stuff from Michelle. If you go down and you see, if you've not seen the things that I put up about Michelle, I'm exhausted, so hit my Cash App. What? Okay. I don't know what that's about. My Cash App is Tabitha Jane 13, just in case anybody is wondering, because I am one broke hoe, and there is no confusion over what the hoe means. But thank you so much for the Cash App that I got the other day and the couple of super chats. My earnings for YouTube, like I said, are $68 for the month. But because of the money that I made on the Cash App and Super Chat, I was able to go and buy groceries Monday morning. We were going to have to wait till tomorrow, which is Wednesday. And I didn't have to. And it was so nice because Monday there was like no milk, no nothing. So there was like cereal, but no milk. You know how it's like when you go and there's like this and then not that. and then this, and then not that. You're just like, ugh. So I was able to go to the grocery store on Monday, and it was totally nice. And I thank you so much for all that you guys give me in support. And I'm just so thankful. So, anywho, check out that snake channel and keep sending me tips and keep sending me tips to my Cash App. I meant tips like stories, like, you know, if you see something good that you want me to check out, like somebody wanted me to check out the snake channel and check out this this story of her being mother of the frickin' year, and just the way that you can tell that her kids were never the focus of her life. It's always been about her and her acting like she's, you know, just the party girl and making no sense, and then really never ever making a female friend. It's always these men that are there for whatever capacity they're there for in her life. And as much as I joke, you know, there is the serious side of what she's talking about. So I really have that serious offer there that Etienne, I would love to talk to his attorneys and let them know what's really going on and how they need to best represent Etienne to get to the bottom of this. Now, one of the things that I don't understand is how come people were able to get into the house to fix it with the active bat infestation. I don't think that that's healthy. It's inside her house. It's in the attic where the air is she was showing them. It's not like, oh, way up there, whatever. That air is there, and the bats, their diseases spread airborne. So can anybody tell me how ServPro was able to, or anybody was able to get into that house to do the repairs with the bats there? If the judge was seriously wondering why the repairs were not done, which I don't think that the judge was, but if the judge had anything to say, why didn't his attorney say, Judge, she has an active infestation of bats, massive piles of guano, bats, rats, cigarettes, everything. She needs to get her cockroach ass out of there so that the people can do the work after they have cleared the bats, rats, and whatever else out of there that she's got in there. You know, herpes, crabs, everything else. I mean, that whole thing needs to be fumigated. If not, I'm not going to say it. Never mind. I'm not going to say it. So anyway, thank you for listening. My email is TabithaJane13. You can, no, it's not. My Cash App is TabithaJane13. Don't forget that. Cash App, TabithaJane13, Cash App. But my email is TabithaJane0@gmail.com. If you ever see a story like that and you want me to cover it, let me know. I'll do it. And I shall talk to you guys soon. Thanks for listening. And have a great night. Bye-bye.